is not control, it is your worst enemy. Something which is not a problem will also look like a problem, right? And that is why this mind, M-I-N-D, how do you explain this mind? The function, the nature of this mind is, M stands for magnifying. Mind, if it is not controlled, it can magnify a problem beyond the proportion. This is the nature of the mind. Like those who understand the Hindi, they say Rai ka pad banana. Meaning, some small thing is there, but they present it as if it's a big mountain. This is the nature of the mind. So mind can magnify the things which is sometimes not required or is beyond the proportion. So that is M. I is for intensify. It can intensify the things. It may not be that intense, but it can show you that intensity sometime unnecessarily. And then M-I-N. N is for negative. This is the nature of the mind. There are a lot of studies are done. They say like there are thousands of thoughts in a day a common man has. And in that they say like around 70 to 80% thoughts are negative thoughts. This is how the mind just keep popping up. What if this happened, that happened? Either they live in the past, lamenting for what happened in the past, or always worrying and lamenting for the future. What if it doesn't go wrong? It doesn't go like as I desire and something like that. So this is the nature of the mind. So it magnifies, it intensifies, it always show you all the negative picture. And also D for distraction. Constantly keep distracting you. So this is what is the nature of the mind. There is a nice saying, they say that watch your thoughts, it will turn into the words. Watch your words, they'll turn into the action. Watch your action, they'll turn into habits. Watch your habits, they will turn into your character. Watch your character, that will become your destiny. So everything becomes from the thoughts. And the thought, if it is not controlled at the thought level, it will become your character and your destiny. So why I'm saying this? Because mind has been explained as a thought factory. What mind does? Just keep generating thoughts constantly. While you are even sleeping also, you are sleeping, your body is sleeping, mind is active. Mind is showing you some pictures. That is how we all see the dreams, right? So this mind is like that. And that is what when Krishna and Arjuna, when they're discussing, so Arjuna also confirms that chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi valvadradam tasya ham nigraham manye vayoriv sudu uskaram. So Krishna was suggesting Arjuna that you should control the mind. But Arjuna in turn he says, Krishna, chanchalam hi mana Krishna, this mind is chanchal. Chanchal means it is restless. And Arjuna doesn't only say that it is chanchal. He says it is chanchal, which is restless. It is pramathi valvadradam. It is not only just restless, it is also reasonless. It is also ruthless. It is relentless. Untiringly it goes on, goes on, goes on. This is what is the nature of the mind, right? So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a conversation of this one great spiritual personality, Avadut Brahmana. So he says very nice verse. It's a very beautiful verse. He explains this verse like this. Says, Nayam jano me sukha dukkha heto na devatatma na graha karma kalaha mana param karanama mananti samsara chakram parivartayedyaha. So what this Brahmana is explaining, is saying, Nayam jano, not all these people. Nayam jano me sukha dukkha hetu. Hetu means the cause, the reason. The reason of my sukha and dukkha is not these people. We generally say, because of this person this happened and that is why I'm going through this. We are very expert in blaming others. But this Avadut Brahmana is very aptly identifying. He said, no, not these people. Nayam jano me sukha dukkha hetu na devatatma. Samjho, no, maybe some gods are not happy, so I should do something, please them, and then everything will be all right. So because they are not happy, that is why I am just suffering. So he said, na devatatma, that is also not the cause of your suffering. Na devatatma graha karma kala. Oh, my astrology, my graha is not Shani ki Dasa, something Sadhe Sati, something is going on. People can figure out all those things. and you reason like that. Say not all these things. Na graha, na karma. Oh, maybe my karma was not good and because of that bad karma I am suffering. That can be one possible explanation. But this Abdul Brahmana is saying no. It is not your karma. It is not your graha. Na kala. Oh, my time is not good. Kal. When good time will come, everything will be all right. None of those things are the cause of your suffering. Then what is the cause? He says, Mana param karanam amananti. The greatest cause of my suffering is my own mind. This mind which is not trained, which is not controlled, and just keep showing me all the scary pictures. Keep scaring me all the time. This is what it is. So does it mean that there's some problems because of somebody else? Sometime, people create some problem. Or yes, astrology also works. So maybe my stars are not in line or something. So that might be the reason. But the point of this particular verse, this Adut Brahmana is explaining is, there might be some problems externally. But if you know how to, if your mind is trained, if you have the right perspective from your mind, then the so-called problem will also not disturb you. That is how. So if mind is trained, he can see the problem as an opportunity to progress. This is what is the trained mind is. An untrained mind, he always sees problems only. When there are some opportunities also, first he will think of 10 other problems. So this is what is the untrained mind. So Krishna is identifying here that this uncontrolled mind means you are constantly living with the enemy. So turn this mind, your enemy, into the friend by learning the art of controlling the mind. Right? You see today in this modern age, so much of technology, we can sit in one place and you can control so many things. Everything is remote control nowadays. Right? People sitting in some control room, they can control the spaceship. That much control we have gained, which is great. But we fail to control our own mind. So it is success or it's a failure. It's a big failure. Right? So Shastra says, Mana eva manushyanam karanam moksha bandhanat. The mind is the only cause, which is the karan for moksha and bandhanat. Is the cause of the moksha, liberation, and the same mind is the cause of your bondage here in this material world. So if we don't learn to control the mind, to engage and train the mind, then you might be controlling a big company, you might be the CEO of the company, or you might be controlling some spaceship, but still, it is a failure. We have many, many examples. From the scriptures, if we think of some examples, we have the example in the Mahabharata of Duryodhan. Very, very powerful, very smart, very intelligent. He is not like a dumb fellow. Very intelligent. But still, nobody glorifies Duryodhan. We glorify Arjun. Why? He had it all, what we all, a common man, aspire to have. Some power, position, possessions and all of that. Duryodhana, everything he already had. But what he didn't have was control over his mind. So much enviousness. Despite all the good counseling, he was not ready to listen. His mind was uncontrolled. Duryodhana is the example. We have the example from the Ramayana. Ravana. 10 heads. No intelligent in any of the head. Uncontrolled mind. This is what happens. His wife, Mandodari, very beautiful. And so many other queens and all the opulences, Sone ki Lanka, the golden city. Who can even think of such kind of opulence? Despite all of that, uncontrolled mind. I want to enjoy somebody's wife. And so many people are coming and counseling him. His own wife is coming, counseling. Brother is coming, counseling. He's not listening. Uncontrolled mind. I want to enjoy. And we all know the results. So this is how the mind is. On the contrary, we see this example of Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir means sthir. Sthir means very fixed up. What is fixed up? He is steady on the battle of the mind. When mind is battling, he is very steady. He is sthir. We have another example is Dashrath Maharaj. So this meaning of Dashrath has been explained as Dash means 10 and Rath means the chariot. One who has conquered all the 10 chariots means there are different ways of explaining. Say that one who is such an expert warrior who can handle all the 10 directions 1, 2, 3, 4, up, down, and all sides. He's such an expert that from all the direction he can just handle an attack. That is one way of understanding this. But also Dashrath means one who has conquered over all the Dash, the 10 senses. Panchendriya, 5 Panchendriya, Karmendriya and the Gyanendriya. And then Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, Manasasthani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Garshati. So there are 10 senses, 5 Karmendriya, working senses, and then 5 knowledge acquiring senses. But the boss of all of that is Man, the mind. So how do you control all the 10 senses? If you can control the mind is like a boss. Right? So this example is given in the scriptures of that. Our body's structure, it's like a chariot. Or say, think of a car. So in a car, the passenger is sitting, which is the soul, which is the owner of the car. And then there is a driver sitting. So this driver is that mind. Now generally what should happen ideally is, the owner should tell the driver, take the car there. But say the owner is very weak. He just lost the control. Driver is like very overpowering. So driver sit in the car with the owner and driver start driving anywhere, wherever it wants. Right? It's so funny it is. This is what is our situation is. This mind is just keep driving us in all direction. Whatever you see, you feel like, oh, I should have this. I should eat this. I should think like this and all of that. Right? So this is uncontrolled driver where the owner of the car has lost the control. And this driver has become very powerful. So when the mind becomes very powerful, very uncontrolled, and our soul becomes weak, that is when the mind will take you in all the direction. Take you on ride. This is what happens. Right? So this uncontrolled mind is very, very dangerous. And this owner is telling, oh no, don't go in that direction. But driver is not listening. What do? There are two ways of doing it. One thing is, gradually the owner should become strong. He should very strongly say, hey, I'm telling you, just go in this direction. But you suddenly don't become strong just like that. If you're weak, next moment you don't become strong. It takes time. So we should definitely work on that, making ourselves strong as an owner, as a soul. We'll talk about that. But also, there is some intervention can happen. See, on the way, somebody, asks for the lift. And then you give the lift and one person enters next to the driver. Owner is sitting in the back. Weak owner. Now this person comes and he sees the owner. He says, hey, how are you doing? Somehow they realize that, oh, he's very good friend of this owner and a great well-wisher. Right? So this person is not a weak person who took the lift. He's a strong person. And then he asks, where are you going? He says, wherever driver is taking. Say, this is not the way, like where you should know. Say, I don't know. Can you guide? So this person start guiding the driver. And if driver doesn't listen, this person is strong enough to tell the driver, hey, listen this, you have to do this. You cannot do all this manmani like that. So this example is given, this person who came, who is intervening, who took the lift. That person is the spiritual master, the guru. When the guru's direction comes in our life, when that intervention happened by some, good fortune, so you may not know like in which direction to go, wherever mind is taking, wherever driver is taking, I'm just going. But then Guru comes and he says, okay, no, this is not the right direction. Should go in this direction. And then the soul, the owner is also supporting, oh yeah, whatever is saying, you just do that. So that is when you start getting into the right direction. This is how it is. Otherwise, this uncontrolled mind is the greatest enemy. We have many examples, few examples we are discussing. Another example I can think of this. Hiranyakashipu is another great example of uncontrolled mind. And that in the Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto, this description about Hiranyakashipu is given in a great detail, that how kind of austerity he's performed, nobody can even think of. Forget about doing that. You can't even think of. Very, very severe austerities he performed. So just to do the austerity, you need the control of the mind, right? You can do, like if I tell you that sit in this one place for like next 6 hours, you had to have so much control. You might have so many ideas, thoughts, restlessness. You need some control. So in that sense, you can say that this Hiranyakashipu could perform such a great austerity. And on the dint of his austerity, he secured a lot of power. He pleased Brahmaji. Brahmaji comes there and then Brahmaji says, I'm very pleased with your austerity. Please ask what you want. So he was doing all this tapasya, and as soon as Brahmaji says that, ask me what you want. At that point, Hiranyakashipu let the cat out of the bag. This is what I want. What he asked? He says, Nantar bahir divanaktam anyasmad abhichayuda na bhumau nambare mrityur na narer na mrger api. So he says, Nantar bahir divanaktam. Not antar, inside. Bahi, not outside. Diva means in the daytime. Naktam in the night time. Anyasmad abhichayudai. Or any kind of weapon. Na bhumau. Bhumi means on the earth. Na ambare. Not in the sky. Mrityur. I should not die. Inside or outside. Day or night. On the earth or in the sky. Na narer na mrgairapi. Nor by any man. Nor by any animal. So he used all his intelligence. His permutation combination, that there's no other possible way that I can die. Right? And this is what he thought. Very intelligent. And that benediction was given to him. He became extremely powerful. He started terrifying the entire universe. There is a description that by his power, all the demigods, all the devatas, 330 million demigods became his house servants. They're probably chopping the vegetables in his kitchen. That was the kind of power. Nobody can even think of that power. These are the description in the Bhagavatam, like when he will move his eyebrows, everybody will start shivering like what is coming next. Just by moving his eyebrows. The sun and moon will just move on the indication of his eyebrows. If he moves the eyebrows, the sun will also move. That was the kind of power. Can we think of that power? And despite, we know what happened to him. So now question is, what is success? When you read all these descriptions, say, I want to become like this. Somebody might think, this powerful, this kind of control, this kind of power. And that is what the real success is. But the Bhagavatam explains, he is not described as a successful man. Right? He is a failure. So despite all his power, what happened? He could practically control everyone in the entire universe except just one person. Who was that one person? His own son, Prahlad. 5-year-old son. What power he has? No power. In comparison to the power he had, Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad, no power. Still he couldn't control. So he couldn't handle this. That I'm able to control everyone. This one, my own son. So this is the nature of all this material opulences, material power, whatever control you gain, it doesn't really satisfy the person. He was not happy that I can control 99.99%. He was only worried about this 0.1% is not working out. Why this Prahlad is not listening me? I am telling that Vishnu is my enemy, he is chanting his name only. So he was restless, right? And then his problem has been identified. What was his problem? So it is said, Saitham nirjit kakub ekrad vishyan priyan yatopajosham bhunjano natrapyat ajitendriya. So after all this description, it has been described in the Bhagavatam, what is his problem? So much control, so much power, why he is not happy and satisfied? He says the person whose senses, whose mind is not controlled, no matter what you achieve in this world, you will never be happy and satisfied. This is what is problem. Na trapyed ajitendriyaha. Trapt means satisfied. You can never be satisfied if ajitendriyaha. Your indriya, your senses are uncontrolled. So that was his problem. Uncontrolled senses. Manorathena asati dhavato bahi. The person whose senses, mind is uncontrolled, He just like sitting on the chariot and going in all direction, aimlessly, doesn't know where to go. So that kind of person is not considered as successful. So what is the real success as per the standard of or scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam? Success is not about achieving all these material things. You can achieve, there's nothing wrong in that. But don't count that as I'm a successful man. It is not that. The real success is, people think success means if I can get all my desires fulfilled, that is success. But the Bhagavatam gives you just opposite, contradictory understanding. Bhagavatam says success is not about achieving all your desires fulfilled, but if you get the strength and the power and the ability to just control one desire, that is a big success. People are not able to control the desires. They're not able to control the mind. They just go haywire, right? And then their life is miserable. That is why they say that, mind makes the hell out of heaven and heaven out of hell. So this is all mind's game. And this is what Krishna is teaching here, that one should learn to make this mind as your friend. If mind becomes enemy, he gradually becomes enemy to the Supreme Lord. Says, why only Krishna? Why not me? Why only Krishna should be the boss? I'm also boss. This is envious nature, right? And the Bhagavad Gita explains this is the root cause of that why we are stuck here in this world. Krishna bhuliya jeev bhogovancha kare nikatastha maya tare jhapadiya dare. As soon as we try to forget Krishna or reject Krishna's supremacy, then why only Krishna should be the boss? I should also be boss. Everybody is trying to boss over in this world. Everybody is trying to become the center of attraction. So as soon as you reject the authority of the Supreme Lord, we are captured by Maya here in this world. And we are thinking that I am the boss here, without realizing we are not the boss. We are the servant of Maya. Somebody is dictating us, do this, and all nonsense we keep doing, thinking that I am the boss. So this is what is the nature of this mind is. So now important thing is how to train this mind. We understood the problem with the mind, but we want the solution. So it is very important that first we carefully understand that the structure of this mind. So mind, as I said, is a thought factory. It just keep popping up all the thoughts and all the desires. Also another function of the mind has been explained in the scripture is sankalpa and vikalpa. Sankalpa means accepting something, rejecting something. This is the nature of the mind. So after understanding all this, now we start getting trained ourselves through the scriptures. That what I am supposed to accept and what I am supposed to reject. If we are not trained, then what happens? You accept all the things which are supposed to be rejected, and we reject all the things which are supposed to be accepted. Tell the people that read Bhagavad Gita, reject. No time. Let's go for a movie. Ready. See? Wrong value system. So what's supposed to be rejected, you're accepting, and what's supposed to be accepted, you're rejecting. So it's important that we start training the mind, right? And that is how we gradually make our mind into a friend. So it is very, very important that if we want to make our mind as our reliable friend, mind should be informed and it should be reformed. Informed about what is right and what is wrong. That knowledge, that guidance has to come from the scriptures. So it should be informed. Okay, this is not the right thing to do. And also gradually it should be reformed by cultivating some healthy habits, and especially the healthiest habit is to connect with the Supreme Lord. So gradually we should reform all this. Supreme Lord, connect with the Lord. This is what is the habit. So this is what is all about the mind. Now, before we conclude, there are 3 different types of methods by which you can control the mind. I just briefly explained that. And we'll conclude with the most important and the most powerful tool of controlling the mind. So 3 methods can be possible. Methods are physical methods, mental methods, and most importantly, spiritual methods. All these methods will help you to some extent, but we'll understand that what actually helps. So physical methods means they say, okay, do some yoga, some pranayam, some breathing, Sometimes they say, oh, when your mind is becoming too restless, take some deep breath and all of those things. It might calm down your mind temporarily and all of those things. So it is all good. This is all kind of physical methods. Then there are mental methods. What are the mental methods? Some affirmations, self-talk, positive thinking, all this inspirational talk. Yes, come on, you can do it. And, they pump you and you feel like, yeah, things are working out. It works. It works. Nothing like it doesn't work. And they say just be focused like a sunflower. Like the sun is always, the sunflower is always focusing on the sun. So all these are, some kind of tricks and tips which helps you to be a better, more productive person like that. And many, many things like that. But all these things doesn't last long. You might breathe sometime, you feel cool, and again you will be restless after a while. So what is the real method which will help us in a long run? And that is what is the spiritual method. Now when we talk about the spiritual method, there are various aspects of the spiritual method. I'll give you some 4 or 5 different elements of a spiritual method. If we think, contemplate and start putting into practice little by little, you will see that your mind will start to become your better friend. So one thing is the tapasya. What is this tapasya? Tapasya means, in simple words, just say no to your mind. When your mind says something, do this. Learn to say no. Not easy for everyone. Mind says something, you just get carried away. No control. So this is a big tapasya. Say no to the mind. You can still do the thing, but maybe in the beginning you say no. Right? But it happens the other way around. As soon as mind proposes something, you do, and later you think, oh, I should not be doing this. It's too late. So learn to say no to. So basically the idea is, this austerity is, give up this immediate pleasure that mind is giving the idea. If you do this, there will be fun. Give up that idea of all that. Mind's proposals like that. Right? Learn to tame the mind. So there's a nice story in the scriptures, that how people, they tame the animal. This story of a goat. Goat generally have the habit of constantly keep eating and chewing something. You nicely give a big feast to the goat, and after that again you show some green grass, again she will go and just keep chewing all the time. This is the nature of the goat. This mind is like that only. Keep chewing all the time. On. 24/7. Right? So how to control that? So there is a trick. That this who herd the goat, what he does, he puts some green grass, goat comes there and he stands there with a stick in the hand. As soon as the goat comes and try to grab this grass, he'll hit hard that goat. But still goat will eat. And every time the goat comes, try to take that grass, every time he just keep hitting. So then this goat understands that anytime if I try to take this grass, it's very painful. Learn the lesson. I should not be going even close to this grass. This is how it controls. And then goat get trained. Then you put the grass, he'll not even go close. This is how they train the animal. This mind also can be trained like that. Whenever there is a desire that, oh, let me do this, let me do that, enjoyment, just show that it's stick. But you should have that stick. Most of us, we don't have that stick. That stick is that knowledge. That if you do this, you have to face the consequences of this in this way. You should be trained enough. You should know all that. So this is tapasya. Right? So we had to take the austerity. Austerity is not easy. It's hard. But sometimes we have to take the hard things. They say that nothing is easy in this world. Studying is hard. But being uneducated is even harder. Exercising daily is hard. But remain unfit is even harder. Right? They say, oh, doing a startup is hard. But daily 9 to 5 job is also not easy. That is also harder. So people look for something easy. There's nothing easy in this world. It's all about choose your right heart. It's a very important principle. So controlling the mind is hard. But walking around with an uncontrolled mind is even harder. Right? Getting up early in the morning is hard. But lazing around and wasting time is even harder. They say that people can go to the gym and lift all the weights. But what is the heaviest thing? Lifting the blanket when the alarm goes off early morning. Not easy. All the ideas comes, 5 more minutes snooze and then multiple snooze. And so this is how the mind shows you that, there is a lot of enjoyment in 5 more minutes sleeping and you miss out. So everything is hard, but we should be ready to take this tapasya. So this is one thing, and that is how you start getting your mind trained, controlling it. So this is tapasya. And also the second item is the knowledge. Right? Knowledge is very, very important. That is why we should read the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, listen, discuss, understand, ask more questions and like that. And then gradually what happens? Our perspectives start to change for everything. It's very important that we have to read the scriptures. We have to develop that interest in reading the scriptures. Generally speaking, people doesn't have any interest in reading Gita and Bhagavatam. Most of the people. Some of them may have. But many times when people come to the temple, you ask them, why do you come to temple? You ask different people, they'll give you the different answers. If you ask someone, why do you go to hospital? Standard answer. Why you go to hospital? For treatment. Why you go to the library? For doing something, studying or something. Why do you go to restaurant? Eating. Why do you go to the temple? You ask everyone, they'll have the different answer. Alright. Somebody says, a lot of problems are going on, Krishna should do something. I feel good. They give nice prasadam here. There might be so many different reasons. Every reason is a valid reason. Right? But one of the reason, and the most important reason, is the temple is called as mandir. Mandir means this is the place where this the mind is getting treated. And that should be the reason for everyone to come to the temple, that I can't control my mind. There's no way. But this is the hospital for the mind. So when we come to the mandir, we should think, okay, how should I tame my mind more and more? And that is why I come to the temple. So in the temple, it cannot be another place for socializing. That earlier we were going to the parties, kitty parties, some other weekends parties. But we found this is a better option. We can come here, partying around, eating, dancing, singing, talking also, socializing, and we are happy. I'm not saying any of those things are wrong, but we should know that there's something beyond all of that, which is that how we tame our mind, how we control our mind, make our mind more into our friend. For that, we need the scriptures, we need the guidance, we have to read and ask and discuss, and all of that should happen. So this is Vidya. So two things we talk about. Spiritual methods we are talking. Tapasya, we should be ready. Some is small austerity, something, little bit. Everything is tapasya. You are asked that, okay, every day please read Bhagavad Gita 5 minutes, 1 verse. Is it tapasya? Doing it every day. You might feel inspired today, you will go and say, yes, I'm reading. After 3 days, done. Tapasya is needed to bring that consistency, to maintain the consistency. Chant Hare Krishna daily. Mind will give you 100 reasons for not doing. You are too busy, you are too young to do this is not the time. But tapasya is needed, knowledge is needed, and another important thing is the seva, the selfless service. Right? Generally mind asks you, okay, if I do this, what is there for me in this? But temple is a place where you have this opportunity to do some service selflessly. Your mind may not agree. Your mind may ask 100 questions. Why you are doing? What you get out of this? This waste. But still you do that seva. So you are learning to tame your mind. And the last and the most important thing of controlling the mind, which has been described in the scripture, is mantra. Manatrayate iti mantra means which something tames the mind, control the mind, is mantra. So just by chanting this mantra, gradually you will see that your mind start to get tamed. So this is why it is recommended, highly recommended, especially in this modern age, to practice this chanting of Mahamantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So chant loud and clear very distinctly, and hear very attentively. Try to focus your mind, try to put your mind onto listening the sound vibration. And this is how your mind can be trained. Okay. So this is what Krishna is saying here, that your mind is not trained, it is not controlled, it is your worst enemy. And if it is controlled, this is your best friend. So now you know that we had to live with our friend. And how to make your mind as your friend just by chanting the mantra every day. And some little bit of austerity, some discipline of daily reading Bhagavad Gita, daily chanting Hare Krishna mantra, doing some seva, whatever you can do, like that. Okay, so we'll pause here, and anybody has any quick question or any comment on what we discussed? Okay, so if there's no questions, then as a solution we said that this mantra chanting, is there anyone who's new to this mantra chanting, who doesn't know like what is this mantra chanting? Please raise your hand fully. Okay, people are scared in raising hands. Okay, there are few. And anybody is coming first time to the temple? All of you coming first time? Hare Krishna and welcome. And we have our devotees there in the counter back. So we have a very special gift for you. So before you leave, please collect a very wonderful and spiritual gift just to welcome you. Please receive that. And this is the gift which our Prime Minister says that I don't have any better gift to give to anyone, or there's no better gift for someone to receive. Now you get the clue that what is that gift. Okay, give me the chanting. Okay, let me ask one more questions. Is everybody chanting every day here? Let me ask this question different way. If there's someone who's not chanting daily, please raise your hand. No, you still get the prasadam, don't worry. You can you can just raise your hand. So please do this chant. We keep talking about this, we keep hearing it, but the problem is putting into practice. They say the purpose of knowledge is not knowledge. Purpose of knowledge is action. So you can hear 1 hour lecture and multiple hour lectures, but if you don't implement, you don't put into the action, then knowing 1,000 things and not doing anything is waste. Than doing just one thing and not knowing much is much better. So if you don't know so many things, just know that you have to chant this Hare Krishna mantra every day. Please do start. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. So start from today. Okay, and those who doesn't know how to chant, I'll show you that how to chant. It's very, very simple. Anybody can chant this mantra. You take any beats, which contains 108 the beats like that. And then you just on every beat chant this full Maha Mantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is the Maha Mantra, very, very powerful, Lord's holy name. Right, so we request all of you now to join us in chanting this Maha Mantra for next 8 to 10 minutes. We'll be all chanting together. So this mantra should be always chanted loud and clear. It should not be in the mind. And your focus should be on hearing the sound vibration. Your mind will be wandering around. You have to bring it back and put on the sound again. Keep listening. Okay, so let us all chant together. And I was asked to request all the devotees here that we have this Gaushala here. Those who doesn't know, it's very close, like 2 miles from here. And we have a very big project is coming up here. So some devotee requested me that I should request all the devotees that when we are chanting, so just chant and pray that we are building a big Gaushala for all the Gaumatas there, for the cows there. So we can just pray that Lord should bless, that we become an instrument to complete that project as early as possible. So you can just pray for that while we are chanting. Okay, so now let us chant together. So on the center beat, we'll chant one invocation mantra, which you repeat after me, and then Hare Krishna mantra. We'll all be chanting together, in sync, loud and clear, and hear attentively. Okay, let's do now. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, so now we'll chant together, loud and clear and in sync. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare